guys, it's Jessii V. You know what day it is. It's something you all love. It's V-time day. I should make like a V-time theme song. Or would that be going too far? Probably. Okay, so today's story takes place 3 years ago during my first year of college. There was this one weekend where I finished all of my homework and I was just sitting around in my room, bored out of my mind. I decided to call up one of my guy friends. Let's just call him Michael because I don't know if he wants me saying his real name in a video. I don't want to pop his privacy bubble. Luckily, when I called Michael, I found out he was also having a very dull night, so we decided to just hang out. He lives like just down the street from me, so he says he'll come pick me up after he has a shower. Now, whenever Michael takes a shower, you can expect him in there for a good 45 minutes. He's a water nymph, so I was ready to just wait a while. I don't know what he does in there, but if my hands get pruny after being in the water for 15 minutes, he must come out of that shower looking like a deflated balloon. So an hour later, he finally pulls up to the front of my driveway and I'm able to leave. We decide to just head back to his house, invite a couple friends over and watch movies and play games. He has this awesome finished basement, which is like the best place to hang out with friends. The only thing is, it's very cold. Like, I've been in a cold basement before, but his basement, if you have never been to the Arctic, just take a visit to his basement. It's the same thing. We just need to throw in a few penguins and we're good to go. Well, let's not throw the penguins. Let's place them gently in the basement and give them snacks. So we're setting up all the board games. I'm wrapped up in like 12 blankets and we're about to call our friends to come over and hang with us. But before we do that, we decided to go grab some chips and some snacks from the convenience store right by his house. Because what's movies and games without food? We have to make sure our guests are fed. What kind of people do you think we are? You will not go hungry in my presence. So it was a small walking distance to this convenience store, so we didn't have to bring his car. We just walked over. We're in the store grabbing some snacks and Michael gets a phone call. He said it was a few of his guy friends really wanting to hang out with us. But what Michael didn't tell me was that they were coming to pick us up from this convenience store in their white van. Their white classic pedophile looking van. We were leaving the convenience store and there it was. Pulled up to the curb, waiting for us to get in. I started getting a little weirded out at this point. My mom always told me never to get into a car with someone I didn't know. Far less a white creepy van. I mean, it was in the beginner's guide to strangers. Strangers 101. So Michael gets in the passenger seat and the side of the van slides open to reveal 4 guys sitting in the back. There were no windows. It looked like I was about to get into a huge dark box. The guys kept trying to persuade me to get inside. They were like, come on, it'll be fun. I mean, I'm surprised they didn't just pull candy out of their pocket. I've got candy. You have to come get it. Why do I always do that? So I start to shake my head, totally creeped out. I'm about to tell Michael that I don't feel comfortable and that I'm just gonna walk home when one of the guys takes my hand and pulls me into the van. So we're driving down the road and I'm extremely uncomfortable because I have 4 stinky guys sitting around me. I was like, why am I here? Jessii, what did you get yourself into? I should have ran when I had the chance. Don't get me wrong though, the guys in the van were nice, I guess. They were asking me about school and my life. They were trying to make conversation, but the situation itself was just freaking me out so much that I really didn't want to talk to them. I mean, was I technically kidnapped? It was completely out of my control that I was just taken in a white van. I did not choose to go in there. I was pulled into the van. Doors closed. I was trapped. The only thing keeping me sane at this point was the fact that I didn't feel like it was a dangerous situation. The guys kept their distance from me in the car, and Michael said he knew these guys since childhood, so I was trying to trust Michael the best that I could. I guess I was just really annoyed by the last minute change in plans. If I knew I was going to be forced into a white van, I would not have gone out. I would just stay home, bored out of my mind, because that seems more interesting than being in a stinky white pedophile van. Like, 1 minute I'm hanging out with Michael, planning on watching movies and playing board games, and the next minute I'm in a box. So I ask where we're going. One of the guys say we're going to a party. I was like, what? No, I don't do parties. What happened to movies and games? Like, really guys, movies and games, that sounds so much fun. I was actually looking forward to that. I really don't like parties all that much, especially when it's with people I don't know. I was worried I'd walk into the party and people would question why I was there. And because I am the most awkward person ever, I feel like I would respond with something extremely embarrassing like, like, hey guys, I'm here to party. Turn down for what, as they always say. Party like a rock star. I like big butts and I cannot lie, you know? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I am socially awkward like that. Always embarrassing myself. But I still decided, you know what, Jess? Just show up to the party. If you don't like it, you can just leave. So we're driving for about 10 more minutes and this van finally pulls up to this house. And I can hear music blasting from inside the car. There was a party going on in that house for sure. The guys inside of the van with me were already starting to dance. They were like, yeah dude, party time, party time. Where are the ladies at? So there were a few people sitting out on the porch of this house, and I was told that everybody else was just partying down in the basement. I didn't see any other girls, just guys everywhere. It was guy fest. So I just ended up getting this really bad vibe, and I came up with the perfect excuse so that I wouldn't have to go into this party. I really should have just been honest with them. I should have just said, listen, I'm not comfortable, but I was just so embarrassed because I didn't want to come off as like a bummer. I didn't want to be the party pooper. So I went up to Michael and I was like, look, I would love to go to this party, you know? It looks so fun. But my sister needs me to pick her up from her friend's house, you know? Sucks, doesn't it? But then Michael was like, oh, I'll just go with you and we'll go to the party afterwards. And I was like, no, 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 no. You go party. You go do your thing. Go turn up. Look at the flick of the wrist, you know? So he finally bought it, and I was just about to leave when one of the guys that was in the van said he wanted to walk me home. I said no. I said I would be just fine. And plus, like, what an awkward walk home would that be? I'd have to force myself to make conversations with the guy that pulled me into his van. I don't like you right now. I do not want to walk home with you. So I start walking home. It would be about like a 10-minute walk. It just kind of sucked because it was so late at night, so it was dark. I was scared the vampires were gonna come out and get me. There was this point where I turned a corner. I looked behind me and that guy who wanted to walk me home was following me. He was quite far behind, but I saw him. And it was kind of funny in a way because whenever I would turn around to look at him, he would like fling himself into a bush. He was trying to be sly. I wouldn't be surprised if he started doing little running somersaults into the bush. But as amusing as his attempt to hide was, it was also very creepy. No one wants to be followed. I couldn't even tell if he was stalking me or trying to see if I got home safely. It was just really hard to tell what these guys' intentions were. They could have been the nicest, most caring guys ever, but the whole white van thing just changed my opinion about them. Forget the don't judge a book by its cover. If you show up in a white van, I'm judging you. So this guy's still following me and I decided to just call my boyfriend. I told him everything that I had just gotten myself into. And then I brought up the fact that the guy from the party was following me home and my boyfriend freaked out. He was like, Jess, I'm on my way to pick you up. I will save you from this strange lad. But I was like, don't worry, I'm like 2 minutes from home, there's no point. Like, Kyle was ready to go full ninja on this guy. Kyle is my boyfriend's name, by the way. But anyways, that was pretty much the story I wanted to tell you guys. By the way, my friend Michael knows that I'm making a video about this, and we're still friends. I did forgive him for this weird night. We actually like laugh about it all the time now, because it was like 3 years ago. We're good. So, there's a couple of things that you should take from this. Number 1, don't get into a car with people you don't know. It doesn't matter if your friends know them. If you don't know them, don't get into the car. Number 2, don't feel pressured to go anywhere or do anything you don't want to do. If you don't like parties, don't feel you need to go. And number 3, don't walk home in the dark by yourself. Always have someone with you. I get myself into weird situations all the time, so please learn from me. Please take something from these videos. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this V-Time. Have an awesome rest of your day. My social media information is in the description, along with my vlog channel link, and a link to get tickets for my Toronto meet and greet. So until next time, guys, bye!